All right, that's what I was doing. Okay, good, 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 good. I thought I was the only one in the room. Thank you. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. See, sometimes you have to do the temperature checks. Okay, you got your family give me that walk walk. Go ahead and get the temperature check, right, sunshine? Go on. Let's make sure you understand that you just got up on the wake up list, right? There's people that didn't wake up today, unfortunately. And I would hate to use that as a barometer for us to have success and be happy, but that's just part of life. If you are here right now, celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. Let's make sure we're recording team if we haven't made sure already. But celebrate yourself. Come on. That's why I said put the trophy emoji in the chat. All right. Let's see. I want to get straight to the whiteboard. I was asking you a question. I said, how do you feel about money? How do you feel about money? Let me know in the chat. How do you feel about money? How do you feel about money? Do you love money? Do you not love money? I know some of us are going to say, I don't love money. Why? Because money is the root of all evil. Okay, just continue reading, all right? Continue reading that whole entire passage part, and then we'll come back to you on that one. But I want you to think about money as a tool. Money is a resource. Money is a tool used to create more money. Is a tool used to be able to bring in more resources. So if you don't use your money as a tool and you use your money as a way just to spend, you're going to find and have a relationship with money that may be out of alignment, right? And what am I saying? I'm saying that you might say, "Hey, I don't really love money. Money's not something that I love, right? I don't really love it." But if if you think about it, your relationship with money, you might just say, "Hey, I just like to use it." But I want you to think about what we spoke about within the last 2 days. Everything that you come in contact with, there's a sort of relationship with. Life is about having these relationships, right? And your perception on what you see in front of you dictates the relation that you have to it. So with money, what is your relationship like with money? Do you actually like the amount of money that you have right now? Put yes or no in the chat. Yes or no in the chat. Yes or no in the chat. If the answer is no, maybe you would like to examine that you have a certain relationship with money that may not be the type of relationship that you want. In fact, I will just explicitly ask your current relationship with money, is that the relationship that you want to continuously have going forward? Let me know in the chat. Because some of us are right there. Some of us, our relationship with money is pretty good. And sometimes we get confused. Sometimes we invest into ourselves. Sometimes we have small minds around us and they make our big dreams feel tiny. And I understand that. But if you are aware of what money can do for you and you are aware of the relationships around you, not just with money, with time, with yourself. Someone put self in the chat. The most important relationship that you need to have is the relationship with yourself. Because when you have the relationship with yourself, everything else that you see on the outside is a reflection on the inside. Make sense? So when you want better relationships romantically, you have to have a better relationship within self first. You have to learn how to date yourself. If you want better relationships with money, you have to see money differently. You have to see money working for you and with you, not just a tool to spend. Make sense? Let me know. Let me know if we're following here. So I want to get on the whiteboard and I would love to break down some things. But first, the first part of money I want to talk about is debt. How do you feel about debt? Jazz like, look, miss me with that. I don't want to hear nothing about debt. But she's like, me? Yeah, yeah, I'm just joking. Yeah, I'm joking. But let me know how you feel about debt. Put how you feel in the chat. What is debt? What is debt? What is debt? Let me know in the chat. No, just debt. Just debt in general. Like, what is debt? A tool you I mean, yeah, everything could be a tool if you use correctly, but let's just be real here. What is debt? Somebody said upset when it's time to pay. Look, that's the wrong part of debt. Okay, don't be that person. Don't be the person that's happy to receive the money but it's a little upset when it's time to pay back the money. Don't be that person. Okay. I don't want to call you out, but I'm just saying, don't do it. Anyway, let's continue to go. I'm going to share my screen. What I want you to think about is I want you to remember, be open to seeing things from more than one side. There's no one-sided anything. If you find it, you show me and you tell me, and reveal something new to me. But from what I'm seeing right now, the only thing that I've ever seen in my life that has one side is the moon. That's it. Everything else, I've seen multiple sides on everything. So when it comes to debt and you say, hey, you owe others, or, you know, oh, I have to owe money or I have to pay back people, I want you to think about it. On the other side, somebody could owe you money too, and somebody could pay you money, or somebody could pay you in time in XYZ, right? So what I want to do is I want to go to a breakdown of what debt is. And I believe I have one on the screen. So let this load up and then I'm going to open up a new screen. In the meantime, I'm talking to you about debt. Why do you feel like debt is a bad thing? I see some people say debt might be good, but why do you feel like debt may be a bad thing? Why do you feel like debt may be a bad thing? I'm going to breeze over this because I have a lot to get to. So I'm just going to make sure that you all have a clear understanding of what this debt is. Okay. So when you think about debt, somebody did say it correctly. Debt is a tool. Most of what we're going to share with you are tools. Most of what you're going to learn in order to be successful is mindset because it all comes down to your strategy. Like we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but it's about the strategy. It's about the time that you use. It's about how you're being effective with the time that you have. Let me go ahead and put a timer on the clock for myself, on the screen for myself, so that way I can breeze through these things for you with efficiency. When you think about debt, there's good debt and bad debt. Somebody put in the chat, good debt, bad debt. Good debt, bad debt. So certain things that are good debt. Let's just talk about credit cards. Let's just have that outright. Credit cards. So credit cards can both be good and credit cards can both be bad. But the thing is understanding what makes it good and what makes it bad. So what makes credit card bad? Credit card debt bad. Let me know in the chat. What makes credit card debt bad? Well, for starters, we know if we're using the credit cards to take wifey out to Cancun, right? Because we always have this idea of, you know what? I'm going to use the debt, but I'll pay it back. But then we always forget that we're thinking about paying it back later and not remembering that the more we put off things or the more we delay things, other things come into play. So things start to pile up. So you may not see it. It may not be in your peripheral at the moment, but you might say, hey, I'm going to take wifey out. We're going on a trip to Cancun. We enjoy ourselves. We have a good time. We come back home. And then now I got to pay these bills, but now I'm paying a minimum, right? Paying the minimum. And then guess what? I'm accruing interest. So before you know it, the trip was only $5,000, but now it's $10,000 because I took too long to pay it back, and now other things are piling up. Make sense? Let me know in the chat. Makes sense. So I just want to bring that out because that's super important. Let's say you use the same credit card, but you went instead of taking a trip to Cancun, you took a trip to a conference. So business conference, where you learn, where you actually learn tools and strategies that will help you bring in money. Now, I think we're getting to a common thing here, right? When I said bring in money. So one of the things I'm going to show you real quick before I move on is let's say you buy a one family house. You've been taught about the American dream, right? But buying a one family house could actually turn into the American nightmare. How many people relate? Let me know in the chat if you relate. And you were told this dream, you say, hey, go out and get this big house with a white picket fence, and you go and take out this mortgage, and you're not understanding that mortgage, the root word in mortgage is more. Look up these words and you understand that means death. Gauge. To gauge, you make a pledge. It's ironic how they would sell us a death pledge. You understand? Like, we go out to the American dream, say, hey, I want to be super successful. We get a mortgage and then we refinance out on the mortgage and then it starts all over again. They're not expecting you to be able to withstand 30 years of this payment. And then when you pay it off, you still have to pay taxes on it. And if you don't, they take your house. Oh, I thought it was mine. No, you get to borrow it. Uh-oh. So you start to see if even the house that you live in is borrowed, then you understand that even the money you have might be borrowed. So then you might just start using debt. And this is what happens. So we use debt. So you buy one family house, okay, cool. But what would be better? What would be considered better debt? I would say multifamily, right? Now here's the deal with multifamilies. So let's say you have a multifamily house. What's the issue with multifamily? I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying that this multifamily is not the answer. Even though buying a one family house is the, the American nightmare. That's because we're paying off debt, but then we might go ahead and get a house where we have other tenants, and the tenants pay off the mortgage. But if we learned anything from the pandemic, what did the pandemic teach us? That even your tenants might not pay you. Right now you have multiple liabilities because you have a multi-family house. Doesn't mean that you cannot be successful with having this. I promise you, you will not be super rich off the real estate like this, buying one family or one home. It's not going to happen, but it is a way to park your money and move your money around and be able to do certain things, right? However, this is connected to bad debt. Now, what you want to do, this is why we transferred over, because make no mistake, we were doing the same thing. We were acquiring these properties, but guess what? Something funny happened. Listen to the people around you so you can find the gifts within you. And one of the things that happened was we started to look at a different type of business. Storage, right? So then we bought a business. So buying a business could actually be good debt. Why would buying a business be good debt? Now, the reason why we love storage facilities is because it also sometimes you can purchase the real estate with it as well. So you have ways to move and be able to expand the business and truly turn it into a cash cow for yourself, right? But why would buying a business be good debt? Let me know in the chat. Ah, see, Ruby is on it because it already has movement. It already has income. See, when you buy that one family house, you have to use the income that you already get from your payouts from at your work. And now you're splitting your payouts from at work with your family, your friends, whatever other bills you got in the house. And this is what breaks you down financially because you have over 20 streams of expenses, but then you only have one stream of income. That ratio doesn't make sense to me. Let me know in the chat if you're following. That ratio doesn't make sense. So I have to put another 10 minutes on the clock, and then we have to get to the power of money. Okay. So I'm going to speed through a lot of this. I just want you all to catch up. First, I just want to make sure that we're clear. Debt is only bad if you use it to buy things that create liabilities. Debt is good when you buy things to use it to make sure that it can bring you more money. If you use it to bring you more money, it is good debt. Okay. I think we're clear on that. All right, cool. So now I'll move fast. I want everyone to pick this up. Money. The root word in money is mo. Some of you probably have seen this with me before. I will never stop doing this. I will always do this because it's the root and understanding of how to use money. So money is meant to be in motion. When you look at the root word in money, it is mo. If you look up mo, it's motion. This is super important. Money in motion. When you think about motion, motion produces energy. I get paid for my energy. Oh, you got great energy. I want you to host my event. They pay me. Oh, okay, I like that. So now I'm going to move my energy into a different sector. And now I'm going to get paid from that event as well in another stream because I'm going to use that same energy to model the clothes that I'm wearing. And I'm going to get paid to do brand ambassador, right? But this is not what I'm showing you. I'm just telling you that the energy matters. When you think about money, money goes in motion. You must understand money is going to come from your energy. If you are working and you do like, let's say you hire a cleaner and their energy is just, you got to clean up after them. You have to double check things. Chances are you're not going to really want to hire them again, right? So your energy matters. Now, if you're at the corporate job and just you have a, let's say it's your job, and you have some employees, they're coming in, but they're coming in with negative energy. They're bringing down the team. You're bringing up ideas, and they're like, "Ah, I don't really want to do it." Yes, you might want to fire them. So, is energy important to receive your money? Yes or no? Is energy important to receive your money? Let us know in the chat. So your energy must be high, and it must be a way to be loved others and love self. So this is what I was talking about when it comes to money. If your energy against money is I don't really like money, guess what? You're going to be upset to do things that you don't want to do. Sometimes you're going to have to wake up and do things you don't want to do to get to where you want to be. But if your energy around money is negative, you're going to see a negative amount of money in your account because this world has two parameters, and it's called image and reflection. If you believe you can't, you won't. It will reflect it on the outside. If you believe that you're only worth 20,000 when you're really worth 20 million, you will only get 20,000. Put how much you're worth in the chat. Put how much you're worth in the chat. So you understand money is about putting it in motion, and it's about energy. So when you know it's about energy, energy comes in what we call waves. All right. Energy comes in waves. There's going to be times where you have money at the top. There's going to be times where you have a little bit of money and you don't feel a bank account. Yeah, you're looking at it like, I need a little bit more, right? So money comes in waves, but you want to control the energy. If you have your money parked in the bank, guess what? You're going to lose money if you don't touch it, if you don't move it. If your money is just sitting in the bank, you're going to lose money. So money is interesting because all of it's laid out in front of us, right? So when you think about money come and goes in waves, you think about energy, you think about money, water, waves. Okay, current. So they say currency. This is where they get the term currency from. So money comes in waves. It comes in and it goes out. Comes in and goes out. You want your money to work for you. The reason why they call it the bank is because it is the river bank. It is supposed to control the flow of your money. But you want to be the bank. Somebody say, I'm the bank. Tap yourself in the chest and say, I'm the bank. You have to become the bank. You have to know where your money is going. You have to know what to invest into, what not to invest into, or you get caught with the bag at the end of the game. Okay. So when you think about the word money, money is meant to be emotion, it's energy, it's waves, it comes and it goes. That means you give and you take. Okay. So currency breaks down to the root word of it being current. Some of our money is not current. And here's what I mean. The dollar stays in the melanated community for only 6 to 7 hours. You know why? Because before we get our checks, what happened? We already know where the money is going. We already gave the money out. We already borrowed the money. So you're messing up your flow of money and not keeping your money current. And I'm just being transparent. The reason why you need to be current is because money is losing value by the day. So if money is losing value by the day and your money is not current, that means you're losing on every dollar that you have. Not only that, you're being taxed on every dollar that you get. So you think that you have $10, but when you really look at it, you actually got five. But you spend like you have 15. And this is why we're in a trap. Make sense? Let me know if it makes sense. Maybe I'm getting too aggressive because I know I have to finish up fast. Okay. So one of the ways we're going to keep our money current is understanding PPTs. In order to change your now, you must change your nouns. In order to change your right now, you must change your nouns. Your nouns, people, places, things. So which type of things could we invest into that will bring us more money? Which type of things? Come on, we gotta move fast because I gotta move fast. I gotta get to the next part. What type of things could we bring? What type of things can we spend our money on that will bring us more money? Marketing. All right. What else? What type of things? Stocks, life insurance. What type of things? Let's think of things. Things. Software, right? CRM systems, funnels. What type of things? Books, yes, 100% books. Let's put a big arrow on books. because that's how you expand your knowledge, right? Properties are places. I'm talking about things right now. Let's get specific so we can be prolific. Things, but let's continue to move. So, what type of people? What type of people? What type of people? Somebody did say they said mentorship, so you can invest into mentors. Yes. What else? What other type of people? People with knowledge. Okay, cool. Some gurus, some people that can help you out, some professors. All right, cool. Webinars, but people, right? Coaches, there we go. Coaches and mentors are one and the same, but what type of people? Come on, think business. We don't think about employees, hire employees. What about partnerships? What about partnerships? Okay, there we go. Assistants. Yes, now we're thinking. I love it. Absolutely love it. Right? Employees. Okay, team members. There we go. There we go. All right. Now, what about the type of places? Right? Some of us said real estate, but what type of places should we spend our money? Remember, you're only spending your money on things that would give you a return on your money. Okay, so type of places. So I said real estate. What else? Okay, in-person summits. All right, cool. What else? Office space. Okay, but let's make it clear because I think some of us businesses. Go ahead and put businesses in the chat. So the four levels of value in any business, you have the person who creates the imagination, person who uses the imagination, person that communicates the idea, person that unifies people, brings people together. These are the managers. And then you also have the people who implement the idea. Now, when you look at these are all skill sets that you need to build your business. As we told you before, any business that's going to, if you are going to start a business, is going to take you 3 to 4 years for your business to start. So first, not start, but to really start to see if it's profitable. Okay, it's going to take 3 to 4 years to see if it's profitable. This is not by accident. When you think about school, it takes you 3 or 4 years for you to graduate. This is the process of mastery. Somebody put that in the chat. The process of mastery is going to take 3 to 4 years. That's why every school, whether it's junior high school, whether it's high school, whether it's college, it's based in 3 to 4 years. It's not going to change with your business. So the first year of your business, you're going to be spending it on using the imagination, creating out the ideas, creating your plan, and working your plan. Okay. Year two is going to be all about your messaging. This is where you're communicating the ideas. This is where you're making videos. This is where you're producing content. This is where you're making posts. This is where you're starting to see, okay, how can I share my story? The third year is going to be about getting other people involved, integrating people. So year three, you're getting people involved. You're hiring, or at least you're getting partnerships. And then year four is all about execution. It's when the business starts to run at its peak, or start to climb to its peak. Now, you could build a business, but the idea for us is to become more effective in less time. These are the skill sets you need. No, make no doubt about it. Okay. These are the positions that you're also going to fill. But I want you to think about this. This is you building out a business. But our job is to become more effective in less time. The reason why you drive to work or you take transportation to work is because you know it's faster than walking. The reason why you order online is because you know it's faster to come to you. Okay. So number two is unification. Basically, it's integration. That's management. Okay. Number three is communication. Four is imagination. That's to create the idea. Now, in depth, we go in depth on this inside of the mentorship, but just for the sake of giving you the framework, you can have all four of those and understand that in this way. The person who created Uber is the person that used the imagination. The person that is driving Uber or doing Uber deliveries is the person that's implementing it. Now you make it fill out where you fit at in your current job, and you can see what I mean by these roles. But these are the four roles that has to happen in any business in order for it to be successful. But what my point in illustrating this to you is this: you can spend time and spend years working on this, or you could be more effective in less time. And what's better than building a business? Let me know in the chat. You can still do this. It's just a little slower route. But what's better than building a business? Buying. Buying a business. Buying. So this is why we're teaching you how to buy a business, because this is what is going to give you that freedom and flexibility, like the person who owns Uber, where you can have other people work for you and with you to help bring your dreams to reality. Put a, put I want that in the chat if that's you. If you want to be the person that owns the business, instead of having to build out the business, you buy one, you own it. If you ever bought a house, you can buy a business. If you ever bought a car, you can buy a business. If you ever bought anything in your life, you can buy a business. See, the thing is, it's not told to us, and it's not as easy that people make it seem difficult, but it's easier than what people make it seem. And that's why we're bringing this opportunity to you to help you get your freedom, flexibility, so that way you got more revenue, less working hours, and real flexibility, which is freedom. Okay. Now, what I want to do, where's Ramella? Is Ramella here, Sunshine? I want to bring Ramella up because we just don't want have him come up with me. You can stop sharing my screen.
Know I'm here. You know I'm in the building. You know I'm
wait. I mean, hey, look, spotlight me up there. Okay, yeah. So I see it. There we go. I love it. I love it. So Ramel and I, we don't want to just teach these things. We want to show you receipts. We want to show you that it's true. We want to make sure you know that you could do it too. If you feel like the information that we're sharing right now, you could do, let us know in the chat. In fact, Ramel, do we have somebody that we could bring up and share this? I think we do, right?
Oh, yeah. So we got a special guest. I need everybody type special in the chat. Everybody type special again. We got a special guest and ready to come up here. And I got my pen and my pad ready this morning because you know, I'm a firm believer in being a mentor and being a coach. But what separates us from other people is that we truly know how to put our people in the game to win championships, and they get to the big leagues, and now they're building teams and they're coaching and they're helping people get to the next level. And the person that I'm gonna bring up has done that exactly, right? Went out there, executed on a lot of these strategies, now teaching, training, helping other people win and build businesses and make money in real estate and all the great things. And I'm not going to steal our thunder, but I want to bring somebody in front of you that you can believe in, that you can see yourself in, that can literally remind you of what it's like to start not really knowing the path, but really finding a blueprint and finding a community and finding mentorship that allow her to get to that next level. So I got the pleasure of bringing up Naya, the legacy builder, and I need everybody type legacy in the chat. We're not going to do this no other way but the biggest way, right? We do nothing less than the best. Everything that we do is top tier. So when I bring her up, I need everybody to make some noise. I'm like, if you are driving on your way to work, I want you to honk the horn. I want the cars next to you to be like, what is that person doing? If you are at the office right now, well, run to the bathroom real quick so you can kind of bang on the doors. If you need to stand up, whatever you need to do, I need the energy to be so real because I promise you what she's going to deliver to you today is going to be 10x and she's going to give you everything that you're pouring into her. All right, so I'm going to unmute everybody. And I need it, like, and if it's not real, if the energy is not there, coach, if it's not there, we just gonna shut the Zoom down and we're gonna try next week. we gotta we gotta make sure it's right. So with that being said, I need y'all to make some noise. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah. Oh man, where you at? Where you at, Legacy? Where you at? Where are you at? Oh, there you go. We gotta unmute her. We gotta put her in the game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not enough legacy builder emojis in the chat. Wait, who got my emoji? Y'all better drop that legacy builder emoji in the chat right now. Run it up. Run it up. Because I'm not getting started until I see that legacy builder emoji in the chat. Where is it? Hold on. Let me get in there. Let me get in there. What's up, Coach Crew? How you doing, crew? I love y'all. Listen, it's no place like home. It's not enough legacy builder emoji. Y'all better show them what the emoji is. Y'all better show them what the emoji is. It's no place like home, y'all. I'm so grateful to be in this room, y'all. This is crazy. This is like full circle moment. I can't even really describe how I'm feeling, but it's nothing like this place. It's nothing like the love that's in here. It's nothing like the energy that's in here. I see it. I thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Coco. Thank you, Chantel. I see you. I see you. Binks. Sunny. What's up, Sunny? How are you, Nettie? I see you. Fawn. I see you. Y'all, listen, today, I only got but about like 3 minutes. So I'm gonna be real quick with my 3 minutes because listen, I don't want crew crew gonna do it to me. I don't want him putting a timer up on me. I need to be more effective in less time. So I want to just jump right into my presentation. But before we do that, I need to know something. If you're ready to turn your seeds into cash flow, I need you to put me in the chat. Put me in the chat if that's you. If that's you. If you're ready to think like an owner, right? And not just a job, a worker, right? You no longer want to be a worker, B. I need you to put ready in the chat. I need to see who in the building. I need to see who in the building. That's what I need to see, right? I need to know this. What I need to know. I need to know if you're in this room right now, right? Because you're tired of watching other people build wealth, win, right? And you already made a decision. You made it up in your mind that you're no longer going to be stuck and in survival mode. Drop me in the chat if that's you, right? And if you're ready to stop overthinking stuff, because that was me. I'm a big overthinker, right? But you're ready to really start positioning yourself and you're ready to be the boss. I need you to put ready in the chat. And if you're serious, right? Not just curious, if you're serious about building a legacy, because that's all of this is about, y'all. If you're serious about building a legacy, right? Something where your family can inherit after you're long gone. I need you to put me in the chat. Let me see who that is. Let me see who here. Y'all listen, I can't it's so many me's. It's so many me's. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Before I get into my presentation, it's real quick. My presentation is short, but I need you guys to know me, get to understand me, know where I come from, how I ended up here, how I got into this place. So I'm gonna show you my presentation later. I've been in real estate for over 25 years. Like I'm up there. I'm up there in age, right? And I've been doing everything that there is to do real estate. So we started out in real estate. I purchased my first real estate property for $7,000 from the auction in the city of Philadelphia, right? $7,000. We've rinsed and repeated that process. And over time, y'all, we've now gained a multi-million dollar real estate portfolio. But that ain't how I started. That's not how I started. Somebody put in the chat, it's not about how you start. That's not what it's about. It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish, right? And so I'm real quick, I'm gonna talk to you guys about how I ended up right here.
When in 2022, right, I had fired my job, my employer, and I was doing my real estate thing, and for so long, all I was courageous enough to do was say, that was it. That was it. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm done with this job. My income from my properties was sustaining me. So I didn't need to like really work like that anymore. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go full out. So I attended this conference in like October of 2022. October. Conference was great. $20,000. And I'm gonna tell y'all what inspired me so much about this conference is when I get to the conference. Now, these were a Caucasian woman, but she was doing something amazing. She was doing what I wanted to do. I saw this woman on a stage sharing real estate game, sharing her experience, but her whole family was on the stage with her. And when I saw that, it just did something inside of me. And I said, I want that. I want to be able to create opportunity for myself, but for my family and my family's family and for generations to come. So, boom, 20K. I said, I'm in there. I'm doing it. So I get back from the conference, right? And then here come December. December comes around. My little cousin, he like, your cousins. You gotta go stop by and see this guy on Instagram. I'm 50, though. I just turned 50. I'm like, what? Insta what? Like, what is she talking about? I ain't really know much about Instagram. I know it was out there. At the time, I probably had two followers. So I'm like, okay, let me go on this Instagram thing and see who this guy is and what he's talking about. And y'all, from the very first moment, I realized that it was something different about this young man, about what he was building, about what he was doing. And I said, you ever get a feeling like I gotta be in that room? Put me in the chat if you can resonate with that. Like if you know, like I gotta be around those people. Because here's the thing, it's all about your environment, right? Whatever your environment is, that is what you become. Look in your cell phone. Check the last five people that contacted you on your phone. Are they givers or are they takers? Is that the environment that you need to be around in order to be successful? So I'm like, listen, so what I did was I joined the cash flow boot camp. And it's like $297. Best $297 I ever spent in my life. So I've gotten a cash flow boot camp. I think it was 30 days, something like that. At the end, I was presented with an opportunity to spend, I think, either 6 months or a year with these individuals, with the global and the enemy crew. And guys, when I tell you, so I'm in business with my husband, with my kids. We all on the same mellow. Like everything I do, I take it back to my family, and I'm like, yo, y'all, I want to join this mentorship, and they looking at me like, girl, are you crazy? Like you just went to this store mentorship, and I'm like, no, but I gotta be in this room. I knew that I needed to be inside of this place. So this is how it go. Like I talked to my husband from Mary. And one thing that Earn going to do is Earn going like if he ain't feeling it, he like, nah, he ain't gonna hold no punches. But at the same time, he's always going to support whatever dream that I have. So he was like, babe, listen, if that's what you think you should do, then go ahead and do it. Then I talked to my daughter. She a different breed. She like, no, don't no. My vote is absolutely positively moving not, right? So there vote. I got one yes, I got no. So I go to my son. I said, son, what do you think about this? And he said, Mom, you have never scared us from here. And I don't foresee you scaring us from anytime soon. This is the thing that you should do. You got my vote. I struck out. I was like, oh. So now the issue is now I need to come up with the money, y'all. So I had just paid all that money. I had an American Express card. It had a $12,000 limit on it. That's what I had already used $7,000 of the $12,000. So the mentorship was $15,000, y'all. When I started, 15,000. Are y'all picking that up? So I'm like, I don't pay the 15K. What am I going to do? How am I going to come up with this 15K? And so I went and I got I'm looking through pocketbooks. I'm trying to figure it out. take that credit card and I swipe that credit card, and y'all, that credit card approved for the $15,000. I First of all, American Express don't even do it. American Express, like, girl, you, you think you're going 15, you think you're going $10,000 over your limit? You're crazy. That ain't happening. But I want you guys to understand that what God has for you, it's not gonna miss you. It cannot miss you, right? So I swiped that credit card, and thank you, God, I was approved. And I'm like, oh snap, did that really, really happen? And I want you guys to understand, you can, like, think about the story in the Bible, where, Jesus is feeding these 5,000 people with two sardines and five saltine crackers. I mean, that may not be the story, but whatever the story is to do. But literally, he fed 5,000 people with two fish and five loaves of bread. What you have to understand is God is still performing miracles today. Me swiping that credit card and that credit actually approving, but because here's what I was willing to do. I was willing to give God what I had. I was willing to allow God to take the little bit that I had and turn it into what it needed to be, right? But let me tell you this. I felt afraid. How many of you are afraid right now? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. At the end, thank you. At the end of this, right, you're gonna be presented with the opportunity, but you're gonna be afraid. Lord, thank you for being honest. Marnice, thank you for being honest. Today, thank you for being honest that you are afraid. But let me tell you what fear means. Fear really stands for false evidence appearing real. That means it's fake. It's fake news, right? Fear did not come from God. The word said that God has not given you a spirit of fear. So if he didn't give it to you, it didn't come from him. But this is what I want you to do. I want you to start walking in a posture where you're going to do things afraid, right? You got to do that, right? So long story short, swipe the card. I got into the community, and guys, within 3 months, I recovered my investment. And I'm gonna tell you something. I need y'all to drop this in the chat. Non-monetary currency. So I made my investment back in money, but what I gained more than anything else in this community was non-monetary currency. Thank you. I gained currency. I gained value. I gained things. My mentors say it all the time. Some things are taught, but it's other things that are caught. And baby, I caught some gems. So I came in here nervous, afraid, only doing single family real estate. And what I allowed my mentor to do was pour life into me, right? And so I just began doing things scared. That's what I need y'all to start doing. I need you to begin to do things afraid. Do it anyway, right? Because what ultimately happened, anybody in here from MMA knows that when I first started in MMA and I started being trained directly from mobile, all I did was became a carbon copy. I did what I said. Like everything over. Did y'all see that video that just came on, baby? They both put on a song. I said, listen, dog, people over here in Philadelphia, somebody better make me a song, right? Because you have to be able to see it, right? And then don't just see it and don't just take in the information, but I need you to actually execute. I am an overthinker. I am. Sometimes I'm fearful about things, but I'm an excellent executor. And sometimes I execute wrong. Sometimes I execute in a way that's not the way I'm supposed to really execute. But at the end of the day, I still do it anyway. And I need you guys to understand that I am no better than you. Do you really understand where I come from? My mother was born without the use of her limbs. She couldn't use her arms or her legs, right? And so when I was born in the city of Philadelphia in the 70s, they literally came to my home, ripped me out of my home, and tried to take me from her. She went to court. She fought. She was able to get custody back of me. But long story short, I was literally raised by a woman who couldn't use her limbs. So you can imagine what life is like. It was hard. It was tough. We struggled. But look at where I am today, because it's not about where you start. It's not about where to finish. And as long as you have mentorship, see, mentorship, put this in the chat. Mentorship equals fast. Drop that in the chat. Mentorship equals faster. Mentorship equals more. Woo! So what that means is, listen, whatever you're doing, whatever your dream is, whatever you're thinking about doing, right? All you need to do is lock in with somebody that's already did, already made the mistakes, already know the blueprint. What I paid for was the blueprint. That's what I paid for. And rezoned from single family to multifamily. After we got the property rezoned, then we renovated the property and we converted it into a duplex, right? There wasn't enough. So we're not gonna rent this property out by the unit. No, it's too much money in here, right? What we're gonna do instead is we're gonna rent this property out, not even by the door, but by the bed. That's how you maximize your profits, your income. And I'm real quick, let me share my presentation. I want to jump right into exactly what I did when it relates to buying a business, right? So after being in here, y'all, oh my goodness, I gotta figure out how to download this. Give me 1 second, y'all. I might have to present this. So what I ultimately ended up doing, guys, is buying a business. I went from just doing real estate, wholesaling real estate, flipping real estate. And then I said I got Miss Local introduced me to actually buying a business. And that was the best thing that I could have ever done for myself. Hold on, I'm trying to get this presentation up. Give me 1 second here. Well, I'm still struggling. Wait a second. Hold on 1 second. So I'm gonna go through my slides, but they ain't gonna be pretty. I'm not gonna have them in presentation. I don't even know how to get them in presentation. But I'm gonna tell you all this. I don't really know how to do this computer thing, but I do know how to flip some real estate, right? So let me just explain to you what I did, right? So we purchased a dry cleaner business. So after being in a mentorship and learning, I decided to buy a business. In 2024, we purchased a business, but not just one business. In 2024, we purchased two cash flowing businesses, right? And one of the businesses that we bought was a dry cleaner business. I'm about to share this presentation with y'all. I really want to share it on a presentation mode, though, y'all. Like,
let me see if I can navigate you do it. See, share it.
She cooking. She cooking. Go around and come back there. Hold on. All right, I'm ready for y'all. Ready for y'all. Let me see if y'all can see my screen there. I just needed a little bit of love. That's all I need. Can y'all see my screen?
There we go. We good. There we go.
Cool. All right, I'm back. She back. She back. All right. So this is what we did. This is what we did. We decided to purchase this business. But as I began to grow in the business, and what I learned inside of the mentorship was not just how to find these opportunities, but I learned in the mentorship also too how to underwrite these deals, right? How to know the numbers, how to literally take a boring business, right? As it's but I kind of like added a little of my own twist onto it in the end, and I'm gonna break that down for you guys in a second, right? So this is just all about us. I pretty much told you guys about me. I'm gonna run through this real quick because none of this is really important. Y'all know me by now, right? But let me jump right into it. Let me jump right into it. There's two different paths for you guys, right? Two different paths when you're considering buying a business. You have the hustler path, and the only thing at the end of that hustler path is burnout, right? You're going to get trapped in the daily grind of working long hours in your business, no leverage, constantly exhausted because you're working harder and not smarter. You're stuck because you're exchanging your time for money. You're trapped with no path to scale, and you're at serious risk of burnout and running empty, but with limited. Does that make any kind of sense? But like, guys, look at the second path, right? The second path is the income upgrader path, right? This is where you've established income and capital, right? And you're literally creating leverage for yourself, not just another side hustle. You are the investor that understands the power of capital to acquire existing cash flow businesses, right? And so you're thinking long term. You're thinking legacy, right? You're thinking that you're ready to scale, right? So let me just explain what we did. One of the things that I want you to make sure that you are aware of, right? A startup business, guys, is bound to fail. They say a startup business, 90% of new entrepreneurs in a startup business fails. Because at day one, you have zero cash flow. And as you're building the business, you have zero scalability. You can scale the business, but it's very slow. And everything is trial and error because there's no systems. There's nothing really put into place in order for you to actually scale. And then even with traditional real estate, because Chris was talking about this morning, stay with my real estate crew, but he's right. With traditional real estate and single family real estate, your growth is moderate. It sometimes can also require heavy capital, right? And you can literally only do one door at a time. Guys, high headaches, a lot of trash, tenants, toilets, things that you really don't want to deal with. But guys, acquiring a boring but cash flowing business is really the funnest. And that's exactly what we did. Why? Because from day one, we had immediate cash flow, right? We were literally buying an established revenue stream. And then scalability is exponential. You can go so far with scaling that business because of the strategy that I learned through this very mentorship. And what that means is adding value to an existing business. Yo, tell me this: how many streams of income do they say you're supposed to have? Put it in the chat. Let me see if y'all if we're the wealth people there. How many streams of income? Okay, Danae says seven. CEO Dr. Amanda says seven. Brandon says seven. Guess what I learned right here? It's not about having seven different streams of income. It's about having one stream of income that produces seven different income streams. Or one asset, I'm sorry, that produces seven different income streams. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So this is what we did with the dry cleaner business, y'all. Essentially, my core philosophy for buying businesses and mobile, I got a little business proposition that I want to talk to you about. Let me check my time. All right, I got 6 minutes. Gonna be fresh. I'm gonna speed through this. So my core philosophy is this: buy the business first, right? And here's the key: you don't want to buy a job, you want to buy an already established but undervalued asset with an existing customer base. Then the second step in the philosophy, guys, is to scale it. We inject our systems, our automations into the revenue stream, and then we maximize the square footage. Ooh, like you're not changing the square footage. We were a 2,400 square foot building. We never changed the amount of square footage. We maximize the revenue in that same square footage. And then the third part, guys, is we package it. And that's what I'm talking about. We package the deal with our hands-off system because traditionally these businesses don't have a system. They don't have all of the different value adds, right? They're mom and pop shops running the business the old antiquated way, like us baby boomers do, right? But what you're going to ultimately do is you're going to add the value and then you're going to sell the business at a higher multiple, guys. That's the story. That's what we do. So let's talk about our business, right? Let's do a dry cleaner business first of all. Here's the thing. I was looking for laundromats. I was looking for a laundromat. I wanted to buy a laundromat. Um, now, a laundromat is more recession proof. I think a dry cleaner business not so much. I think it's recession resistant, right? But what you can do with a properly positioned dry cleaner is you can monopolize the area, especially if there's not a lot of dry cleaners in that business, because it's a highly fragmented industry that's ripe for consolidation and growth, right? So we purchased the asset from a gentleman who's about 67 years old, ready to retire, ready to check out. He was burnt out. He was spending 6 days a week in this garden. Y'all know legacy is spending 6 days a week in nowhere. Like I can't top it down. I can't do it. So I knew right away that I could buy this business and I could automate it and I could put certain systems on autopilot, right? And so what we did, the advantage was we began to do the method that works for me. You buy one asset, and then what you do is you produce multiple streams of income from that one asset. So I never really got into it for dry cleaning. First of all, nobody really go to the dry cleaners like that no more anyway. Right? I mean, no, they're not putting creases in pants no more. Y'all young people ain't probably don't even know what creases are, right? So we didn't want to just buy the dry cleaners. That wasn't the goal. Oh, I know. All right. I know you're talking about crazy. I know. Yeah, so you gotta drop this stuff off. You know what I'm saying? Period. So here's the thing. But what we ultimately did was look at the business and we that before we even purchased, we created a business plan and a strategy where we knew we could take that one asset that was already cash flowing and add value to it, increase the multiple, and then sell. That was always the goal. So what we did from the rip, the dry cleaner business was not doing washing food. We added washing food. It instantly increased our revenue. We also too had a huge parking lot, right? So what you can do is you add a U-Haul fee that you don't even manage. U-Haul takes care of all of that. You're just gaining income because they're using your square footage, right, for their business, and so you're gaining income from there. And then we partnered with DoorDash, guys, right, in order to provide delivery services. We never, do you know how many more customers were willing to partner with us and do business with us because they didn't have to come drop their stuff off? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Right? Drop their stuff off. And here's the thing with DoorDash, they don't just DoorDash food. But we never knew that, right? And so, in addition to DoorDash adding lottery machines, Amazon pickup location. Now, an Amazon pickup location is not going to add new income, but that's what it does. It brings in more customers. Customers who otherwise wouldn't have stopped by the dry cleaners before. Now they're going to stop by because they got to go to their box anyway. So let me go ahead and drop these pants off. And then we have space in the back, right? Virtual mailboxes. This is going to provide for the recurring monthly income, right? In the Lord, right? And so what we did was we added all of these additional streams of income, right? And this is the play. When you add like a new off Amazon boxes, right? Your rent doesn't go, or your expenses don't change. I mean, maybe a little bit water went up a little bit with the washing fold, but your expenses are going to remain the same. But all of these additional streams of income is how you're able to skyrocket your expansion. So the result is 100% of new revenue is dropping into your revenue stream straight to the bottom line of your profit. And you're working smarter, not harder. But look at this deal. The seller had been in the community for over 25 years, had a strong customer base. Business was in a busy shopping center. Owner was like willing to do seller financing. So there were so many cons. I mean, pros, but the cons were this: they had no system. Like that was so cool. But we were able to add the new POS system, automate things, put the business on speed dial, and thus increase our revenue. That's what the name of the game is. No, not, but they also didn't have any marketing or advertisement. From day one, we got in the door and started marketing. And from there, that's how you grow a business, guys. And so listen, systems and automation, these are the non-negotiables. Like when you get into it, like Logan will do it with a self-storage facility. He'll buy a self-storage facility in a year. From day one, coming in the door, he's adding his systems, he's adding automations, he's putting in the auto locks, auto gates. Like this is the name of the game, right? And so what we added was like an email system. They didn't even have a website, y'all. People couldn't even find the business. So essentially, we added those things that increased our income but kept our expenses the same, guys. And that's essentially what we did. And now we're running a brick and mortar business, right, with a community hub, but from the last. That's my mind. any kind of business that I do, I want to be able to run that business right from my laptop and never have to like go there. So let me break down the sell part. This is it. Then I'm out the door. This is how you. This is the multiplier effect, right? So you're gonna take your income, which is your profit essentially, right? It stands for earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, right? And this measures a company's overall operational profitability. That's what your that's what you do, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that and you're gonna multiply it by the industry multiple. Now here's the thing: the industry multiple for a dry cleaner business was a 1.5 to a 2, right? So we bought it at that. But look at the legacy builder scale effect. Because of the added income, the added revenue from Google, Amazon, Washington, delivery services, guys, we've been able to increase that multiple for 4 to 5x, guys. And when you sell the business, you get out, you get it, and you quit. We're not in these businesses to stay long. We're in these businesses to determine how long it takes for us to take the business from where it is to scale it and to sell it. But let me tell you, I want to show you guys exactly doing things like this. So here's the roadmap. You're going to acquire the business. I'm done. This is my last slide. You acquire the business, right? Months 1 through 6, you're implementing your systems. You will learn it right here. You will learn how to implement systems, how to automate everything. Keep on showing you how to, use AI, chat GPT. She might even have some robots walking around in the business. I don't know. Girl, crazy, right? So what you're gonna do is implement systems. And the result in the beginning is gonna be 10K a month in passive cash flow for this particular business it was, right? But cash flow, right? Right from the rip. That's what we walked into between month 6 and 8, well, not even 18, between months like 6 and 12, right? We added all of these different services. And so our margin began to expand. And the business was essentially running virtual. Aside from, our staff that had to work the business, right? And then this is your exit strategy. After you've built that business and you scaled that business, you're going to package the business as a systemized asset to a private provider. And your result is a 6-figure liquidity event, right? 300K plus. And mind you, we did this deal completely seller finance. So this is essentially the rule. So this is what I'm going to impose on you guys. You might get into this and you might listen, I don't really want to buy. Don't buy a job. Whatever you do, don't buy a business that's going to heavily require you. Right? See, the vision is generational legacy. It's never been about the dry cleaner business. It's not about the dry cleaner business. For me, it never was. What it's about is I love the service industry. We literally just partnered with an HVAC company, right? Where we're going to be working with this HVAC company to help this person. Because see, now I'm not buying a business anymore. I don't want to. Hopefully, it's still in alignment, right? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to find other business owners, just like we look for now, and I'm going to get into their businesses with them. I'm going to JV with them, and I'm going to help them scale because I'm a great scaler, right? I'm going to employ my systems, deploy my strategies, bring in the added value, help them scale the business, and then we're us, me and the business owner, is going to package that deal and sell it to private equity. Oh, this is what we're doing. So it's all about exponential growth, but exponential growth fast. It's about owning assets that's going to appreciate while you sleep, and it's about time sovereignty. Like ensuring that your family never has to trade hours for dollars ever again. That is what it's all about, guys. This is my time. I really wish I had more time to spend with you guys. The crossroads, real quick. I want to run through this. Here's the bottom line: if you do nothing, you're gonna wake up tomorrow in the same situation or worse than you are right now, right? Because the best time for you guys to have taken action is yesterday. The second best time to take action is now. I'm a prime example of what this community produces. When I got in here, I knew absolutely nothing about a business acquisition. Couldn't buy my way out. I didn't know anything about running numbers and DSCR, and I knew nothing about how to underwrite a commercial transaction, but I learned it here. You're going to continue relying on guesswork or risk buying a living business. Some of you like, okay, well, I can YouTube my way to it. No, you cannot. You're going to get trapped and work in the counter because you lack the systems and the blueprint. But if you're wise, you're gonna lock in because you're gonna understand that there's a proven system, the MMA system, right? You're gonna understand how to leverage AI for accuracy, generate deal flow, learn how to build, buy a business, scale a business, and then sell a business, right? So listen, take action, or just say it depends on what you want to do. Because nobody's forcing you. We just want you to do what works for you. I don't know if I got time for Q&A, but that's it. That's my time. Thank you, Big Mo.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Look, real quick. I'm gonna unmute everybody. You can unshare your screen, Legacy. You can unshare your screen. I want to unmute everybody. And if y'all felt like she lit it up this morning, this is that Indian, y'all. Like, we still kind of like the cold eye, right? It's an Indian, and she lit it up. I need you to make some. I need you to make some. And drop your Instagram in the chat so everybody can really follow us, see what she got going on. Because again, like we couldn't make these things up. Like you can literally follow and see the moves she's making, the people that she's helping, and now like she's been able to take the blueprint and not just apply it to only business acquisitions. You're talking about real estate investing, right? Traditional real estate, commercial real estate, land building, right? New construction, right? So many things that she didn't even have the time to commit to. I said, look, you got about 30 minutes. Right? You got to go in and get my heck out because we on the time crunch. But this is what I want to say, right? I'm extremely proud of you. And I want everybody to, it's about us in the chat. It's about us. And I can be up here teaching, and if I pick this up, like legacy or something can be totally gotta be caught. I can be up here teaching every single class, and like that. No, because I understand it's not about me, it's about we, it's about us. And an apple tree doesn't have to announce it's an apple tree. You can know that it's an apple tree that you see. You judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. You can judge a mentor by the success in the students who become leaders. And now she's a mentor. Now she's helping people. That's what I see in each and every one of you. Because guess what? I remember when Legacy was on the call, just like each of you, all of you on the call. And it's the funny story. I'm going to real quick, right? I'm going to real quick. We're going to close this thing up because we got to go, right? But I remember we had our 5-day Casserole boot camp, October. Oh, no, November of 2022. And Legacy Girl that sent me a DM via Instagram, right? So I checked out the DM and it was a video. What's the comedian name? What's his name again? Yeah, so who know about Tommy Davis? Like, his face a little bit my time, but those who know about y'all know Tommy Davis. So she sent me a video of Tommy Davidson, and Tommy Davidson is calling me, stay out of my business. Oh yeah, I never lost me against, stay out of my way, right? So I'm like, what is he talking about? And then Legacy told me a story. So she had date night with her husband, Ern. Shout out to Ern. She had date night with him, and she had to decide whether do I go to date night or do I stay for the class that I know I'm paying for, right? She's like, I can't tell my husband no, but I know I need this information. She went to date night, the comedy show with Tommy Davidson, and literally had the earpods on my ear listening to the class while she got the comedy show, so much so that Tommy Davidson noticed, I'm like, yo, why you not focus on you? I'm funny. What's more important than me being funny? Damn, the joke stopped me. Absolutely, but it showed your dedication, your commitment to your craft, and you being a leader that you are. I'm just extremely grateful to be able to be a part of your story and to play a role. And I can't take credit for everything that you've done. I was just there to just play a role, and you took it and you executed further. You continue to push yourself. And I say this to everybody else: you're not going to learn everything in one place. I may just give you the one piece that you made. I may give you two, three pieces, but if those pieces may help you get to this place, to add these pieces, we got to continue to educate ourselves and continue to move forward because the more we learn, the more we earn. And legacy building is a product of that. And I want you to see yourself in her. If you don't see yourself in me, I want you to see yourself in her. I want you to see yourself in Mr. Brooklyn, Mindset Mobile, Athlete. And guess what? We have more experts and leaders that have started as mentees and now leading in charge. Is going to be teaching tomorrow and Thursday. We got more of us because, again, I like to lead by example and show you. It's one thing for me to talk about what I've done. It's easy. I can talk all day. I can put out facts. I can put out stats. But I don't judge myself by the amount of income I make. I judge myself by the amount of impact I create. That's what I want to see. How much money you make? You stand up on the line, try out how many people you impacted and let some type of spark in them, and now they winning that over other people. That's what I judge my successful. That's what it's about. Y'all with me? So, legacy, I appreciate you.
Can I put something away?
Listen, whatever you got, whatever you got.
Who has anybody here not applied? That's why. Anybody still thinking about it? Put me in the chat if you haven't applied yet. Put me. You have not applied yet. First of all, like, team drip the event. What I'm trying to figure out is, oh my, so many people that haven't applied yet. Oh, you gotta give yourself the opportunity. You know what? The only people that this not going to work for is the people that don't even try. Mom used to say that all the time. Nothing beats a failure but a try. This is what I'm gonna give away. It ain't that bad. That's what I'm gonna do. One of the most important things that I learned from you is how to structure my life for my business success. But the main problem for some of us in this movement is, and it was my problem too, was I had to get become the person that I needed to become in order to handle the success. I wanted it. I wanted the money. I wanted the access. I wanted the success, but I wasn't yet that person. I need everybody out there to put me in that check. So go click on that application and apply right now. Apply right now. So if you said me and you have not applied yet, I need you to apply, and then I need you to drop a 1 to let me know that you applied. Or we gotta go, so they're gonna tell me later who applied. This is what I want to give y'all. I'm gonna give somebody 2 people 1 hour with me, right? Where I'm gonna give you what, first of all, that in and of itself.
You
I'm gonna get 1 hour. But in that hour, when we hang up that phone, you're gonna end that call with a 90-day roadmap of what your life needs to be like, what it gotta look like, what time you gotta get up in the morning. See, your actions are directly aligned with your income. So however you living your life and what you're doing is directly aligned with how much time you're spending on your business. Thank you. Chantel says she applied. What, did you already apply? You just applied, Chantel. I'm gonna pick 2 people, and then you're gonna walk away. I'm gonna help you plan out your entire 2026 and the rest of 2027. Because see, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I just want to spend some time to help you guys to just position yourself, because the way you start this thing off is going to determine how successful you are. So Logo, if I could give that away, 2 people, y'all pick them, whoever it is. I did already. These people already applied, but all of those me's that said they didn't apply yet, y'all need to go ahead and click that link and drop a 1. Let me know y'all applied. Thank you, Logo.
I appreciate you 1000%. And we gonna close this thing up. We gonna let everybody have the rest of their day. Make sure you go apply. Make sure you continue to do the homework from last night. For those that did not do the homework, go through that testimonial page. Let us know which stories resonated with you the most. And we're gonna be back here. Doors open 6:45 Eastern Standard Time. Class is gonna start 7 p.m. Eastern Time sharp. And I promise you, you don't want to miss this, because we're about to take it to another level. If you thought we what you learned these past couple of days was top tier, which it was. We're about to take it to a whole nother level. So tonight is not the night you want to be missed. You do not want to miss this information. So thank you, Legacy Builder. And look, one more thing I'm gonna say this, right? It's okay to be a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. It's okay to be a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. The same way Legacy said, look, whatever my mentor do, I do. I have mentors that look, you tell me what this is, look, it is what it is. I remember one of my mentors told me a long time ago, I said, yo, maybe 2 blind spots that you could share with me and you could go back and speak to your younger self. He said, number one, I would duplicate myself fast because you're going to get to a point where you can't do everything on your own. So you should start your own mentorship and teach and train people so that you could develop them and they become your partners. I did that, and that's what I'm doing in real time. The people that I've trained and developed, the reason why we even have the mailbox millionaire is to build leaders so that we can go out there and build wealth together and partner. Number two, he said double down on content, build your brand because you want to have notoriety, you want to have influence that's going to open doors for you that money can't. So a lot of times we think money is the end all be all, but the real currency is who you are and the value that you provide, the network that you have. Those two things I'm doubling down on. I understand that. My mentor said do it, I'm gonna go do it. I tell Legacy, I don't matter of fact, I don't even gotta tell her. I barely tell Legacy building stuff. So I know that she is gonna do it. How you get the movie? She had a movie premiere, she had the music, she doing the mentorship, she buying businesses, she's doing like I don't need like we everybody would sit and wait for somebody to hold their hand. Like, no, you see what's happening. I see the writing on the wall. This is what success look like. Success leave clues. I'm gonna go pick up the clues. But let me this too early.
And also, you know what? Listen to this. Do you guys and you know Baby Shark? Because you got little ones, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, but I ain't talking about those kind of baby sharks. If you put a baby shark into a fish tank, that shark won't grow past that fish tank. That shark will remain the size. The biggest that they will get is the size of that fish tank. No, I got to be a great wife. I had to break out. I had to break out. I could no longer stay in the fish tank. Y'all but take the information and grow with it and glow with it. That's
Listen, we out of here, y'all. We gonna unmute y'all. Y'all make some noise. If y'all had a great class, which I'm fired up. This was amazing. I need y'all to make some noise. And let's get it. Let's go. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, family. We will see y'all later. Peace, love, and beautiful energy. Peace.